Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Prop Football Podcast. I just really, before we say anything else, just a couple of really sad things that we just want to quickly touch on before we do anything else. The loss of Dennis Law. Um, Nigel, you never would have come again. Did you ever meet Dennis Law?
No, I didn't meet him, but obviously, the word legends thrown around too easily these days. But that guy was a proper legend.
Oh, yeah, yeah, absolutely. He won the Ballon d'Or in 1964, didn't he?
Yeah, was that what is in
Yeah.
Italy? Wasn't he?
Sorry?
Was he playing in Italy at the time?
I don't. No, I'm not sure. No, I
I,
think he was at United, wasn't he?
I
So I
know,
think
I know
there's
he
a
played. I know he played in Italy.
yeah, but yeah, a great footballing legend there. And like you say, the word is used too frivolously. Your knowledge of Dennis Law would be fairly limited, being a young man there, Tom. I guess, but
Yeah, the name though, the name sort of the weight that name carries and the
yeah,
stories behind that name as well. I
yeah.
might be a young man, but and I might not have witnessed it firsthand. But yeah, I
If you love
absolutely know of
football,
Dennis
then
Law, and
yeah,
He,
you
wa-
know who he is. If you're a football man, you know him, don't you? Simple as
yeah,
that.
he was
absolutely.
he was in a legendary team, wasn't he? Best Charlton and Law up
Yeah.
front.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
we have had one of his teammates on in the past, Ian Story Moore, been on our show.
Yeah,
Um, and I'm sure he'll be coming on again. He said he'd love to, and maybe he'll probably have some good words about Dennis because he was a teammate in that legendary side. So yeah, rest in peace, and our thoughts go out to all his family as well at this sad time. Uh, Another piece of sad news, gentlemen, is Portsmouth's game against Middlesbrough yesterday abandoned because of an emergency. They took the players off to deal with it. Unfortunately, the Portsmouth fan passed away. So, um, someone going to a football match and not coming home, awful, awful. And so, yeah, again, I'd just like to extend our condolences to all his family again at this very sad time. Dreadful, dreadful. Right, okay. How's this show going to progress today? Well, we are going to talk a little bit about some of the weekend's football first. We are going to be talking about the Welsh clubs and some issues going on around the various different issues actually to do with the Welsh FA. We'll be discussing that. We will be discussing what else will we be discussing? Oh, it's gone out of my head now. But anyway, we'll be discussing a few things. Nigel's going to give us a little bit of an insight also into he attended Derby against Watford, so he'll give us a bit of an insight into that game yesterday. And then we'll just have a nice little chit chat. But shall we just literally, we'll be talking about Mr. Haaland and the crazy, crazy, crazy money and a 10-year contract. We'll talk more about that as the show progresses. But, gentlemen, uh, unbeknown to you two, today I am going to finish off with a penalty shootout between you two. And this will consist of me giving you 5 shots. Each shot will be a game, and you've got to guess the attendance. And this week I'm focusing on step 3 of non-league. We will go through all the leagues eventually, and I will keep a tally of the scores. But that will be the finishing touch to the show. But before we rattle on, let's just take a look at some of today's results and have a chat about them. Because especially in the Premier League, there's been some very interesting results all weekend, really, but particularly today. Um, so let's start with Everton getting a 3-2 win over Tottenham. So from that, David Moyes off to a good start. Is your man going to get a sack tonight, the Tottenham? Anyway, what are your views on that, gentlemen? Any one of you?
I don't know. I don't think the Tottenham manager's going to get the sack. They're obviously going through a dodgy time, but um, David Moyes has obviously changed his tactics at Everton because they were keeping clean sheets, but they weren't scoring many goals. Under um, under the other manager. But now they seem to be a bit more attacking, and they've won the game 3-2. Winning 3-2 is better than 1-0. So I think he'll do well. I think he's give the club a lift that they needed, and it could be a start of a good little run for him.
Yeah. Tom, thoughts on that game?
No major thoughts on the game, really. I just think, yeah, Spurs they're way off it, aren't they? And I think David Moyes coming into that job, that was a perfect first game for him to go into, in my opinion. And the reason being, he's going against the team that are considered a higher up the league team than whatever are these days, certainly. But a higher up the league team, inverted commas, that are out of sorts. So it was a good one for him to go into, change the tactics, and you can see from the tactics he's not afraid to put the ball long. He's not afraid to tell the player to look, get the ball into the final third, and earn the right to play further up the pitch. And that's what they did, and it worked. But yeah, a really good game for him to come into, a good opposition to start with. I think it will be considered a bit of a scalp because of Spurs historically last 10 years-ish have been higher up the league than Everton consistently. So for him to come in and get that win, that will get a lot of people on side early doors.
Lovely. Yeah. So quickly, we'll keep the others fairly brief, actually. That one's interesting because of the two clubs involved. Nottingham Forest getting 3-2 win over Southampton today. Just, wow, Forest, aren't they doing well? What can you say about Forest? Quickly, though.
Yeah, it's listen, we always say if you're winning games, confidence builds. And they've obviously started the season off well. They're winning games, so players' confidence get higher, and that's what it's all about. I think he's got the team playing well. He's got them playing to the system that he wants, and they're all. I think they've all stepped up on what they've done last year. So fair play to them, But the big test will come when if they do lose 2 in a row. That'll be the big test. How do they bounce back from that? Because it's good when you're winning. You don't, when you're winning games, you don't think you're going to lose any. And I know that from playing for Watford. When I was with them and Derby. But it's how you bounce back when you do lose.
Well, I'll put a question to both of you about Nottingham Forest. Can they make top 4 this season? Nigel, yes or no?
If they keep going the way they're going, yes, definitely. But like I said, I don't think they've had a point where they've lost a couple of games in a row yet. So that'll be a test if it does come to them losing a couple of games, how they bounce back. But certainly if they keep playing the way they are and showing the form that they're doing, they're definitely top 5, I think.
Tom, yes or no? Can they get the top 4 spot?
In the current vein of form, yes. Are they going to have the legs? I'm not sure.
Okay, I think that's pretty much the general consensus. United going down 3-1 at home to Brighton. Now, Brighton are a good side. Man United really are in a bit of bother here, aren't they, gentlemen?
Yeah, they're it's a mad one really, because before the other manager came in, and he came in a bit later because of his situation in Portugal. You got Van Nistelrooy, who's gone and done a caretaker's job, and I think they won about 3 games out of 4, didn't they? And they were flying a bit, and now, maybe he's got to change the team around. It's going to take him a few months to get them playing the way he wants them, but they're in deep shit at the moment. Like they're 13th in the table. They're only 10 points off the bottom 3. So if I was, if you're a Man United fan, alarm bells would be ringing a little bit. They certainly shouldn't be losing to Brighton at home. That Old Trafford used to be a fortress. Even if they had a mediocre season, Man United would have won the majority of the home games. But they're getting beaten at home these days far too easily.
Yeah. Tom?
Well, I think we look at this set of players that Man United have got in a minute. This isn't the Man United of old, the Fergie era, where he could have put anybody on that pitch and they would have played their art out for him. They'd have bled for him. The modern player now is different. It's completely different. I don't think they fully understand or fully respect what it is to play for Manchester United. If I'm being honest, I looked at the 2 sets. I took them to the 2 lineups today, and man for man, I was looking at a stronger team in Brighton. I could probably name 10 teams in the Premier League that have got a stronger man for man team than Manchester United. It's crazy to say. And if you're a Man United fan, you know, a realistic one, you're looking down as opposed to looking up that table. 100%.
Wow. Wow. Man City half time are beating Ipswich down at Portman Road 3-0. Nothing I think unexpected there. You know, Ipswich not doing too bad. If anything, Ipswich may be the only side that came up this year that might have a chance of staying up, but they're getting a good hiding at the moment, which Man City are back winning games again. Right, let's quick switch to tomorrow. Sorry, to yesterday. Liverpool getting a 2-0 win at Brentford. Palace getting a 2-0 win at West Ham. Leicester getting beat 2-0 at home to Fulham. Another side looking like they're doomed. And Van Nistelrooy already got the fans on his back, I believe, from what I've heard. Any thoughts on Leicester? They're really not coping, are they? Jane?
Yeah, he's listen. He's you can't just go into a club with a magic wand, make players that aren't good enough better. And to be honest, he's taken over the same squad of players as a previous manager, and you've got to look at yourself sometimes. It can't all be the manager's fault, you know. Maybe them players that are Leicester, they're not up to the standard of Premier League football. So if they haven't got money to spend, you're stuck with what you got. Even at the start of the season, I think everybody knew it was going to be a hard season for Leicester, regardless of what manager they had. They were going to struggle. And it is a struggle for them at the moment.
2-2 Arsenal Villa. Yeah, I don't. Arsenal, aren't they? Villa are Villa. Both good sides. You know, Villa are no mugs. All I've heard on the radio is Villa have dented Arsenal's hopes. Well, Villa
They done it last year.
Got in top four. So
yeah, but they done it last year, Gaz.
Yeah,
They
dented their hopes. I mean, they're all in it together, aren't they? These sides, but 2-2. And then Newcastle getting a very surprising thumping at home with Bournemouth. Eddie Howe being given a good lesson for leaving Bournemouth there. 4-1 beating Newcastle United. Before you say anything on that game, I just
we're going on about them winning 4-1, but they're sixth in the league now, Bournemouth. They're sixth in the Premiership. So, like, we're all talking about whether Forest can get into the Europe place. I mean, like, the wall's been pulled over our eyes with Bournemouth. They're sixth in the league at the moment.
Yeah, with their little dinky stadium.
Incredible achievement with the team they got, the squad.
It's a pity they ain't got a grand to match in it, really. Sorry, I'm very critical of Bournemouth. They should have invested money by now. They've been in the Premier League long enough to have a stadium that only holds 11,000. Bloody ridiculous.
Yeah, but the other argument is, Gaz, they can say, well, we're not in debt. Well, you know, we're not struggling financially. And look at the team we've got. So,
well,
you ain't going to find it.
Is that just showing again that they don't need fans?
No, they do need fans, but you ask any Bournemouth fan whether they're happy where they are at the moment. They're not going to say.
Oh yeah, not saying that. I'm just saying from an outsider looking in.
Yeah, but they're not going to say, yeah, we're happy, but we need a bigger stadium. None of them are going to say that, Gaz.
I'm saying it. I'm not a Bournemouth fan, but I'm saying it.
Yeah,
what
but
I'm saying is,
it doesn't matter what you're saying. You're not a Bournemouth fan, are you?
No, but
if you're a Bournemouth fan, you're happy where you are.
I'm just saying my criticism of Bournemouth is, why have they not invested a bit of money in their stadium? They've not invested a penny into it for what? Not 2014, 10 years.
Well, yeah, but you could say the same thing about Luton. They got into the Premiership, but they had even smaller grounds.
Yeah, but they got in unexpectedly, and they did invest in their stadium very quickly and built that new stand.
It wasn't much better, though, was it?
No, I get that. Anyway, but that's just my opinion. I just think I don't like Bournemouth. There you go.
Well, there we go. That's probably what it is, isn't it?
Well, it is, but at the same time, 11,000 seat stadium in the Premier League.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but what I'm saying from a supporter's point of view, they don't. If they're sixth in the league and they got 11,000 seater stadium, or they're 20th in the league, got 50,000 stadium, do you know which one they choose?
Well, yeah,
they choose to be sixth in the league. So
I suppose
that's my argument for them.
They haven't got a very big fan base anyway, have they? So they don't even fill it, I guess. But Newcastle United. But what I will say there, though, and I feel for Bournemouth on this one and their supporters, is that it is the longest journey in the Premier League, Bournemouth to Newcastle. Very much the longest journey, and it was a 12:30 kickoff. They had to leave at 2 a.m. in the morning. So no consideration for the Bournemouth fans there. But like you say, they won 4-1. So those that did go would have been returning very happy. But there we are. Let's move away from Premier League. Another big result today in the Championship was Leeds United getting a 3-0 win over Sheffield Wednesday, reaffirming their place at the top there. Yes, let's have a quick look. Anything outstanding? Obviously, you had the Welsh derby. We will be talking about Cardiff and Swansea and possibly them playing in the Welsh Cup. But yesterday, Cardiff give Swansea a bit of a hiding at 3-0 in the South Welsh derby. Let's talk to Nigel now about Derby Watford. You actually attended this game yesterday, Nigel. What are your thoughts on that game, and did you enjoy it?
It was a poor game as far as quality of play goes. I mean, both teams hit the bar and crossbar 2 or 3 times. Overall, I'd probably say Watford just edged it. But, you look at the amount of money these players are earning and you see the quality on the field. And none of them teams, if they went up to the Premier, would stand a chance. And I think, I saw Watford play Sheffield United the week before. And again, I wasn't impressed with the quality of Sheffield United. They're going to be one of the teams that are hitting for promotion. I'd probably say in the Championship, the only team that could go up to the Premiership and possibly stay there is Leeds if they got promoted, because I think they'd get in some new players. But overall, it was disappointing. They're clearly struggling at Derby at the moment. They're shouting for the manager's head. He's got no money to spend. They've spent 800,000 on a player yesterday from Norway, and they never played him. He wasn't even in the squad. Apparently, it's a break in the Norwegian season, so they reckon he's not fit enough. But if a player knows that a club are interested in England, he's got to keep himself fit. So if they're investing 800,000 on a player or whatever it is, he's got to be ready to go straight in the first team. But he wasn't even on the bench yesterday. So, there's clearly sort of problems at Watford. Don't know what they are, but, Derby, should I say. But his hands are tied a bit, Paul Warnes. Yeah. And all season long, there's been divided opinions from the Derby fans about wanting to stay or wanting to go. It was a bit disappointing yesterday. It's 2 of my favourite clubs that I play for, and Watford amazingly are still up there on the verge of the promotion playoffs. So they haven't been playing well either, Watford. And Derby now, they're down the bottom end of the table. The next 3 games they've got is Sunderland at home. They've got Cardiff away, I think, and Sheffield United. So there's 3 hard games there coming up, and they need to start showing a bit.
Yeah. That's a shame that didn't enjoy it. I think one of the issues, maybe the same with both clubs, certainly one of the issues with Watford is a lack of money, I believe. The financials are not looking too good at that club.
I've got to say, they took about 3,000 fans with them yesterday, Watford.
Yeah, they had a really big away support, didn't they?
They were absolutely amazing. They were so loud and vocal. And it was a shame because Derby, who are normally so vocal, they were pretty quiet, but they did have a lot to shout about. But 30,000 in Pride Park again, I think it was.
Wow.
That's great. The atmosphere at Derby's brilliant, but I've got to say, hands up to the Watford fans that went there. They made themselves heard.
Yes, I had great support.
Yeah, they were brilliant.
I'm going to move quickly into League One and straight into Northampton. Tom, your side have lost again at home, 1-0 to Lincoln. What's happening at Northampton, mate?
Well, if anybody can answer that question, I'd be interested to hear it. If I'm being honest with you, buddy. But yeah, no, I look at it and yeah, we've just been so up and down all season. I expected a lot more, especially coming off the back of a good season last season. Don't get me wrong, we lost a couple of key players, a good couple of loanees, Mark Leonard and Kieran Bowie, being the two main ones that we lost. I wouldn't have expected that to have made as much of a difference as what it has, though. We're definitely watching a different team this season versus what we were last. Obviously, a change in manager as well. That's going to take time. But I'm not really seeing any major differences. We're lacking a goal scorer. We're lacking somebody with that presence up top that's gonna. Although you look at Tom Eaves, he's a big lad. You'd expect him to be able to hold the ball up and bring people into play, but just not seen enough from him. A lot of injuries. I think we're still at 12, 13 injuries. Yeah, how can you build any
You,
kind of consistency?
just
How can
looking
how
at the
can a manager
table,
build it?
you really are in a precarious position in that
Yeah, we're right down there.
obviously
Yeah,
you are 20th, so you're literally just sat on the line above relegation. Crawley Town are sat behind you, 5 points behind you, but do have 2 games in hand. Um, and there is a bit of you've got Bristol Rovers, Peterborough there with you as well,
yeah,
in and around that area. But then you've got a 4 point gap, and they've got a lot of games in hand. Yes, looking very curious, isn't it? Let's just have a quick. Let's just have a quick look at what other fixtures stand out. Hang on a minute. Let me bring them up. I can't find them. What have I done wrong? Right. Oh well. Let's. I can't. I've lost them now because I moved to that table. But never mind. I'll bring it up here. But yeah, so they are looking a bit curious. But
yeah,
up the top there, you've got people riding high out there. Birmingham City obviously looking hot favourites, getting a 1-0 win at Exeter. By the way, during the Exeter game, the lads did do a commemoration. I forgot the name of the player now, who passed away 10
yeah.
years ago.
Stansfield.
And
Yeah,
he used to play for Birmingham and them. So they did a big thing there. Quite a few as well. Great turnout from Exeter at Birmingham. Leighton Orient 0-0 with Peterborough. I have to mention Leighton Orient because I had a oh, sorry, Nige. Jesus, I just realised, mate. Sorry. They had a great win against Derby County in the week. But and what was really good about that was it was a full house. It was a full house there. Both sets of supporters done really well. It ended in penalties, and Orient just nicked it really at the
I
end
think,
there.
yeah, I think this is what's stirring up the fans at Derby, and it's I don't know what sort of team he put out Orient, but losing to Orient's a bit hard. You can handle struggling a bit in the Championship, but losing to Orient, that's sort of like fueling the fire a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
especially when you
They're
get Man
losing.
City in the next round as well.
I think that's probably what I mean. The at the end of the game, the scenes were amazing, but then they got a draw against Man City, didn't they? Just to say, Wycombe Wanderers absolutely doing well this season, aren't they? They got 2-1 win up at Mansfield, and they're sat up there with Birmingham, looking strong for promotion as well. Who's manager at Wycombe now? Because Gareth Ainsworth, he's at Shrewsbury now, isn't he?
Yeah.
So he done his old club a right favour midweek because they beat Wrexham, didn't they, on Thursday night, Shrewsbury. So he did Wycombe a right favour.
Just to let you know, City are 4-0 up now. And just briefly on the City thing, Doku scored the goal. I think Grealish's time at City's up, mate. I think he's on his way at the end of the season.
He's been getting advice to leave, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, Doku seems like he's got the regular position on the left now. So it does sort of put a question mark over Grealish now.
Yeah, he's been in a team where he's the top boy. He was the top boy at Aston Villa. You put him in a team of like that. your De Bruyne's of this world, your Rodri's and all the
Yeah,
rest of them. He
he
needs to be the
absolutely
boy.
was. I
He needs to
remember
be the
being
boy
at,
to flourish. Yeah.
yeah, I remember being at Villa, and it was all about him. You know, and they won, and mate, the team was built around him. It felt, but everything went through him. You know, just going to move because I want to rapidly move on to a few other subjects. So, just quickly in League Two, Walsall get the 4-2 win. They're flying. Port Vale still flying with the 3-2 win against Newport County. There, just that's. Uh, yeah, no. Okay, I'm not going to move into non-league because I want to move on now. So we'll start the other way around next time and ensure we capture some non-league games. But I am going to just quickly raise one up, and then we're going to quickly talk about the Welsh. But let's just give this gentleman some congratulations. If I can find it, what have I done with it? What have I done with it? Mr. Mark White, take a bow. This is his 1000th game in charge. He is the owner and the manager. So he's got to be the longest serving manager in the Football League. This is his 1000th game in charge.
He don't look old. He don't look old enough to have had 1,000 games.
Mate, trust me. I think it's about 23 years ago now when Wimbledon got franchised up to Milton Keynes. Their group of disgruntled fans just decided to set up, and they'd all just pay a fiver on the rec to pay for the pitch. And now, you know, they've reached the heights of National League, and all right, they got relegated last season, but proper character. But take a bow for being that long. A little bit of news out of non-league as well, because I would like to touch on the FA Cup a bit before we go as well. This is an interesting one, and we need to keep an eye on this because for those of you who don't know, I've got up there Real Bedford and Bedford Town FC. Bedford Town FC are the team with the history. Real are is it Bitcoin-based club up there now? So they do that Bitcoin thing and all that, the owners, and they got a lot of money. They're now, even though the fans don't like each other, they are now talking about joining forces. They play literally, there's probably an alleyway between the two stands. Literally. They play down the Erie, it's called, and literally the stands almost back onto each other at Bedford. So there's a potential there that we could see an up and coming club if they join together. And yeah, we could see a rising non-league club there to push. Bedford are currently in the Southern Counties, Southern Premier Central Division. Yeah, it could be really interesting to watch. That's that. Guys, I've got a goal from a. Now, please don't ask me who the sides are. I've seen this video, grabbed it quick. It's out there in the public domain, but I've just got to show you this. And Nigel, I've got a feeling you'll appreciate this goal because this boy staves off some proper rough tackling as well to get this goal. But this is from I don't know what game, but hey, what a effort for this goal.
Go with him, go score. Good lad, go on. Get
Yeah.
They were doing their best to take him down, but he kept going. That was some effort, really, wasn't it, to get that goal? You'd have to criticise the defending, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, that was poor, wasn't it? I mean, somebody should, like you said, somebody should have took him out before he even got that far.
I thought you'd appreciate.
City had just gone 5 up.
Have they gone 5 up now?
It's a stroll in the park. Haaland scored. He's
Yeah.
earning his money.
Quick cut of things because I do want to do the penalty shootout. Let's just have a quick look at the FA Cup fourth round. Now, folks, I'm just going to bring this up on screen. It's being played over. Well, actually, is it that week? Oh, yeah, sorry. It's over 5 days again, isn't it? I said 2 weeks. No, I got that wrong. So it kicks off on Friday, the 7th February with Manchester United, Leicester City, and finishes on Tuesday, the 11th of February, 8 o'clock, Exeter versus Nottingham Forest. I'll leave that up for a second if anyone was interested in seeing that. These are the TV games, by the way, that pretty much every game, I think, is on TV. Now, the question is, are they all on British TV, or are some of these games going to be filmed on, particularly for the foreign TV market? I don't know. Not really sure. Not all of them have got ITV and that BBC against them. We know in the last round, many of the games were being filmed to Azerbaijan and Venezuela and not on any British terrestrial TV. So there we are. That's the FA Cup fourth round. Sorry, I'm rushing along, chaps. I really want to squeeze the penalty shootout in.
I tell you what, the Van Nistelrooy, going back to Man United, if Leicester beat Man U, there's going to be some uproar there.
When's that? Oh, in the cup.
The cup, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Imagine that if he goes back.
Oh my, that's one to keep an eye on, that, isn't it? Yeah. Oh yeah, never thought of that one. Well spotted. Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. All right, quickly, Haaland. Let's quickly touch on Haaland, and then we do the Welsh, then we do the penalty shootout. Haaland. So 10-year contract and £500,000. If you need to jump off, Nigel, for a second, do it. I'll come back to the Haaland thing. I'll tell you what, Nigel, because I want your input on. Are you all right? If you need to run off, mate, run off for a minute.
No, I'm all right. I'm all right.
All right, cool. Haaland, £500,000 a week. Oh, mate, when is this going to stop? How much further, seriously, can this go? £500,000 a week. Nigel, you made some really good comments about this. Just repeat them.
What about you earning the money? I mean, but it's a long contract, right? There's no guarantee he's going to hold his form that long. If he's got no get out clause, which is good for City, but like I said, he's got. If he loses form in 3 or 4 years, they've still got to pay him the wages and
£500,000 a week.
But on the other side of things, I do think that City are in a real rebuilding process at the moment. They've bought some young players in the transfer window, and I've got a feeling by the looks of it, they're going to build a team around Haaland. You know, so it could be good. People could be saying, well, you know, it's a long contract, but he's earned whatever wages he's getting now. He's earned it. It's not as if he hasn't done it. I mean, he broke records when he had his first season at City, and he's continued scoring goals. So I'm a firm believer that if you produce goods, then you deserve what you get. But to other people, they're just going to say it's insane wages. You know, it's like you wake up the week after with your missus and you go, you know, what should we buy today? A yacht, a boat, a house? Should we get another house?
It's hard to imagine, isn't it? To even consider putting yourself in that position. I mean, and even lottery winners ain't going to be able to. You could win 10 million on a lottery. This guy is going to earn. What's he going to earn?
Well, that's 500,000 without bonuses.
A year, isn't he?
Yeah, but that's 500,000 a week without bonuses and add-ons.
Yeah, and advertising deals.
So, but
it's
you know,
insane. It just.
I will say one thing for the guy, though, in defence of, I know it's stupid wages, but
we're not going to knock the guy. No,
as a player,
I'll have it.
He hates losing. That guy, if he don't score, it hurts him. And if he loses, it hurts him. And I like that because it's very easy to get that money and not be that bothered about it, you know. And I think when they took win bonuses out, when I played for Watford and Derby, we used to get win bonuses. I think when they took them out, that sort of killed the desire to win sometimes a little bit. But, you know, you can see the way he plays, and when he comes up the pitch, he hasn't scored, and he's generally not happy. So I like that in the players, whatever wages they're getting. You know, it should hurt when you lose. You know, in his defence, it does with him.
Yeah. The player's a player, mate. If you were offered it, if I was offered it, you'd take it. It's the establishment or the structure of football that has allowed this crazy money to be.
Well, I mean,
They're the
like,
ones at fault.
if you're looking at the Salah, Mo Salah, you know, they're at risk of losing him for nothing, Liverpool.
Yeah.
If his contract comes up, they're going to lose him for nothing, you know.
Yeah.
So, in a way, signing a player on a long-term deal with no get-out clause is one way of keeping your best players, I suppose, isn't it?
Like I think the biggest comment you made that you'd say is, you know, halfway through or even a quarter of the way through his contract, the guy could break a leg. I suppose there's a get out clause if he has a life changing injury, but Tom, anyway, yeah, you'd be happy with that, wouldn't you? £500,000 a week. Would you be happy with that? Would you?
Well, if somebody slapped it on the table in front of me, absolutely. But listen, I don't think we can use the words earned. He's not earned that amount of money. He's earned something, but there's no way that you can put that amount of money on his contribution playing football. It's ludicrous. It's absolutely ludicrous. And you say about he hates, yeah, of course it is. He hates losing, all the rest of it. You say there, Callie, and but do you not find his reactions sometimes very petulant? I find him. I think there's a huge air of petulance surrounding Erling Haaland, and the money that they're going to give him now is only going to fuel that. You know?
Yeah, but the money he's been offered, he's not asked for that. It's what his agent's done. The agents are pushing for the money these days. And obviously, as a footballer, you're not going to turn it down. But like I said,
no, of course not, no.
I firmly believe in my career, I firmly believe if you reach the top of your profession and you're hitting, you know, you're one of the best players, you deserve what you get. I mean, people forget. As a footballer, I started when I was 11. I trained hard. I didn't smoke. I didn't drink. I didn't go out with girls. I just wanted to be a footballer. So I gave up my 11 to 15 teenager experience to be a footballer. All right? And a lot of people don't realise that footballers do this. So some of them, yes, I don't agree. They earn the money. They deserve what they get. Like I said, I watched Championship football, and some of them lads couldn't lace my boots when I played, and they're getting stupid money. But I firmly believe that players that achieve it and get to the top of their profession, they earn every single penny they get. Yes, it's ludicrous, but it's not them that are negotiating wages these days. It's
agent. No, I don't. Yeah, repeating that. Yeah, and like Tom, you're absolutely right. You're both right, because at the end of the day, it is absolutely ludicrous. He ain't going to turn the money down if he's got people negotiating it.
No, of course
then it's their fault. It's the fault of the establishment of football that have created a scenario where we now have a man earning £500,000 a year, a week, and yeah, there's no way on God's earth that any job warrants that amount of money. You know, however, it's not his fault, and like you say, he's top of his game, and it's the structure within the game. The lack of control over players' money, and we've talked about this week in, week out, so we won't harp on it now. But
do you know what his agent said when he first joined City and he started off really well? His agent actually said he will become the first £1 million a week player. So he ain't far off that now, is he?
I mean, where does it stop? I mean, where the world doesn't, as a country. I bang my head, I really do, because it's like there's
money in the game.
There's not a lot of money around. The country's in debt. The country's got no money to do this. Can't afford to pay the pensioners freezing cold allowances in the winter. But football can afford to spend whatever it wants.
Yeah, because like Sky TV, like you say,
it's not the footballers.
They're rescheduling matches on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah. They're selling them to different countries. They're generating the cash to be able to offer the big teams more money. And it's
So the world has got plenty of money.
yeah,
It's just given to the very few,
yes.
as it has always been, and I hate to say probably always will be. There we are. Right, I'd like to move along quickly, guys. Just quickly, the Welsh situation. So basically, we talked about this before. Swansea, Cardiff, Wrexham, Newport play in the English leagues, as we all know, and the Welsh League have their own league, which has a Champions League place at the top of it, and their cup has an automatic. If you win their cup, you go into the European Conference League. So the four Welsh clubs, should we say, English Welsh clubs. I'm sure they didn't like me saying that, but that's what they are. Basically trying now to play in the Welsh Cup. It's got a step nearer. And I just want to give my view. If you've got a view, guys, then share it with me. My view is okay. I can understand why they're doing it because it's an easy road to get in Europe, albeit in the Conference League. But I can't see that's good for Welsh football. The Welsh Football League is what it is, and each year they have clubs representing Wales in a European competition. If you put them sides into that cup, it's going to be one of them that win that cup. Clearly, they're streets ahead of the Welsh League team. So therefore, is it good for Welsh football? And my answer is no. What are your thoughts, very quickly, gentlemen? Any one of you?
It can't be. It can't be any good for Welsh football, can it? Because you just take the competitiveness out of it. You're dropping two teams that are far better backed financially. They're playing the English league, obviously, where there's a lot more attraction for better players that want to come and play. So you want to play in the Welsh Cup, then you play in all of the Welsh competitions and go and grow the Welsh game. If you want to go there and say I want to play in it, I want to play in this cup, well, come and play in the league then and offer us something.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree
let's
more with that statement. Actually,
let's grow it together. But the problem that you got with that is your Cardiff, your Swanseas, the players that they've got. There's some real quality in both of those teams. They're not going to want to play in the Welsh league against teams that have got a capacity. They're getting 400, 500 fans a week. They want to play. They want to play in the big game. So Cardiff and Swansea, they make that move, and the value of playing for Cardiff or Swansea instantly drops. The arse just drops out of it straight away.
Do that.
They'll never do. I don't think they will ever do that.
No. They'll never do that. But there is a strong possibility they could be in this cup competition, which I disagree with. Nigel, any thoughts? Sorry, Tom.
Yeah, I'm the same as Tom. If they want to take part in the Welsh Cup, go into the Welsh League. You know, it's called the Champions League because it's for the top 3 or 4 teams of each league. So, yeah, if you want to play in the Welsh League and you're the champions of the Welsh League, then you go to the Champions Cup. But don't play your football in League One and the Championship and expect to get into the Champions League through the back door, because that's all it's doing.
Yeah,
it's just getting away and through the back door.
It's actually the conference that cup gets a place in, not Champions League.
Oh, well, whatever.
Exactly. It's going to take that option away from a Welsh side, isn't it? And that's the thing. Okay, I think we're all on the same hymn sheet with that. I think without a doubt, you hit the nail on the head, both here, and saying if you want to take part in their cup competition because you want to get a place in Europe, a backdoor place, as you quite rightly said, Nigel, then I'm sorry, gentlemen, you need to go and support Welsh football, and that means go and play in their league if that's what you want to do. Otherwise, shut up and get on with it. Okay, one last thing about the Welsh FA. Then we're going to have a penalty shootout. The Welsh FA, so Merthyr Town, which is Merthyr Tydfil in Wales, played in their non-league English league, played in it for a long time, had the opportunity to go into the Welsh League when it was formed and said, no, we're going to stay in the English League. It's a fan-based club. They're being lured by... let me backtrack slightly. They are currently playing in the Southern Premier South Division. They are currently top. They're flying, look very much like they're going into National League, whether it be South or North, you never know. So they're on a roll. They're doing well. They're gonna definitely get promotion this year by the looks of it. Great little club, lovely little ground as well. but the Welsh League are offering them £6 million over 5 years to go and play in the Welsh League. Massive, massive decision for them now to make. Again, my disappointment would be, I would imagine £6 million invested into the current Welsh teams and league would be far better spent money than luring Merthyr Town in, surely. And just as a spitefulness by the Welsh FA, they are not invited like the other 4 Welsh clubs, because there are 5 Welsh clubs, obviously, with Merthyr, but they're non-league. They can't play in the cup. They've not been invited. Why? Because they want to play in the league. They're trying to force their hand. All very underhanded. But yeah, don't know what's going on with the Welsh League. Any thoughts on the Welsh League? What they're up to? Trying to improve it, but not going about it in a very good way, in my view.
Yeah,
I ain't really got much to say about the Welsh League because I didn't even know it existed until you brought it up. But yeah, I mean, obviously they're trying to build the league and make it a bit stronger and more attractive to watch, and they're going off for that sort of money. And that's up to Merthyr Tydfil, whether playing in that league is going to give them a better chance of success, maybe getting into Europe, rather than playing in the league they're in now. Again, that's up to them, and it all comes down to money again, guys. Like we said, they're not football clubs anymore; they're businesses. So it's not a case of making a decision for the football and for the fans. It's what makes them financially better and stable. So these things go out the window. I think they'll probably look at it from all sides and they'll do what's best for them.
6-0 now.
Yeah.
Tom, any thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know a great deal about the Welsh League, much like Callie. However, I am aware of the story. It baffled me a little bit, to be honest. If you're going to put £6 million of your money and pass it over to one team to come and participate in the league, that team has really got to bring something to the table in terms of appeal and drawing the fans in. You've got to see something back for that £6 million. And without being disrespectful to Merthyr Town, if I was a Welsh football fan, I lived in Wales or whatever, and somebody said, "Oh, Merthyr Tydfil, Merthyr Town, whatever they're called, are going to come and play in the league," would that get me out off my seat and start watching it and power my money into it? No.
To be fair,
so I don't quite understand, really.
Yeah, Merthyr Town, I would say, would be up there as in taking aside the 4 league clubs, would be probably the next best supported club in Wales.
It's still really strange.
Supported club in their league, so they know they're not going to get.
If you've got £6 million there, if you're going to do something with £6 million, then invest it in the infrastructure for the teams that want to be there.
Absolutely,
you shouldn't have to bribe anybody.
Yeah.
No, but the thing again is like saying they've got a well-supported football club there. The league they're in at the moment, they ain't going to see Europe. They're not going to see European football at that club and that league. So maybe going into that Welsh League gives them an opportunity for them and the fans to experience a bit of European football. A level of football that they're never going to get to if they stay in English football.
As I said, it is a fan-owned club, and it'd be very interesting.
Well, as a fan, you'd love to be in Europe, wouldn't you, Gaz?
Yeah, but I think the general consensus is they don't want to go into that Welsh League. So
no, but
it'd be interesting. Yeah. We'll keep an eye on it, and we'll see what the outcome is on both sides of that. Right, I'm going to finish the show with a bit of fun. We're going to have what I'm calling the penalty shootout between the both of you. They are both of you getting ready, getting limbered up. Yeah, I'm going to give you now this week. I'm going to all the games I'm going to give you are a tier 3 non-league side. I'm going to give you a game. You guys,
tier 3 non-league. I've got no chance.
Yeah.
I don't know, Callie. I don't know.
You got a guy on the other side that's an expert at all that.
You both.
No, I'm not.
Are on a level field here. It's a level playing field, right? You both ain't got a clue, and this is why I deliberately picked this league at the moment. Okay, right. So first penalty. I'm going to give you the game. I want you to give me a guess on the attendance. All right. Hastings versus Cray Wanderers.
I haven't got a clue. I
Come
don't
on.
even know where to start. Go on, Callie.
Seven-
You're the expert. You're the top man.
720.
How many?
720.
I'll go 650.
It will be the nearest person, all right? 650. Okay. Lewis versus Horsham.
Wow. 300, 350.
400.
Telford United versus Stamford.
Oh, 987.
Wow, being precise there,
I
Nigel.
think it would be lower than that. I think 724.
It's going to get interesting because as we go through the season, you'll get more tuned in with this and you'll get nearer to the thing. What was that you said?
724. I'll start doing my own work
Sorry,
now.
724. That's why I'm not going to tell you what league I'm
I'll look at them
picking.
all.
You know.
I'll look at every single one. Welsh leagued a lot.
Okay, Tottenham
Who?
versus
I thought
Gosport.
you said,
Now I'm going to give you
I
a
thought you
bit of a
said
hand
Tottenham then.
here, right? Tottenham. I'm going to give you a hand, right? Tottenham is sort of Southampton based. Gosport,
So
Portsmouth
a derby.
based.
Okay.
So I'm giving you a bit of help there. What do you reckon?
I'll go 600.
I don't know how many. I don't even know how many people these grounds hold. We're over
It's just
capacity.
a
We're
bit
under
fun.
capacity. I think maybe a bit more for a derby. Maybe I'll go 800.
Last one. Gainsborough Trinity versus Macclesfield.
I'll go 1,100.
Tom?
970.
Right, okay. So here we go. First game, Hastings versus Grays Wanderers. Callie wins.
Hey.
He scores a penalty. It was 874. Callie wins with 720. You had 650.
Nice.
The next game, Lewis versus Horsham. Lewis is a very well supported club, gentlemen. Lovely ground as well. Callie, you said 350. Tom, you said 400. Tom wins, but you were way off. 1,343 at that game.
Oh, fair play.
Lewis is a well supported club. Now, Telford versus Stamford. Callie, 987. Tom, 724. The gate was 1,208.
Wow.
Callie wins on that one. So it's 2-1 to Callie as it stands. Tottenham versus Gainsborough Trinity. Callie said 600. Tom said 800. I tried to help you here because it was a big crowd. It was 1,405. So Tom, you've drawn level. It's all on this last one. All on the last one. Gainsborough versus Macclesfield. Now, I'm going to be honest. I would have expected this to be a lot higher. Gainsborough Trinity are a well-supported club. Macclesfield are hugely well-supported. And the attendance is much lower than I thought it would be. Callie, you said 1,100. Tom, you said 970. Tom, you win. It was 814. Callie, I would have been with you on that. I'm really surprised.
You'd have been wrong like Callie then, wouldn't you? Well.
I would have been wrong. 3-2, the end result of our penalty shootout. It just leaves me to say to everybody, we're live next week, 6:30 on Sunday. Please join us and join in. I know we've not doing as many live. I just want to try and encourage people to join in a bit more. So please join us for the live podcast next Sunday. Also, a few of us are attending Nuneaton Town next on Saturday. Please come and join us at Nuneaton. Say hello to the team. 3 o'clock kickoff. They're currently playing at Bedworth United. Is Bedworth United's ground? Anyway, in Bedworth. If you want to come down, say hello to us, come along and join us. I'm going to say my last bits, then I'll let the two boys have their say. Just for me, have a safe week, be good, be happy, enjoy your football. Nigel, last words.
Yeah, I've had a good weekend this weekend. Went to watch Derby and Watford, and generally the weekend's been good. I've enjoyed it today. I just haven't got a clue how many people these non-league grounds hold.
You're going to learn. I promise you, next week we'll do it. But I'll do it either Championship or Premier League and see how we get on with that. Yeah. But yeah, Tom.
Yeah, nothing major from me. Yeah, good discussion this evening, gents. Hope everybody that does tune in enjoys what we've gone through, and look forward to the live show next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, folks. Well, that's it. And like I say, we are at Nuneaton Town on Saturday. Come and say hello, and join us. The live show 6:30 Sunday. Until then, goodbye.